Have you ever held a penny and thought, what if this is my golden ticket? Imagine finding a simple 1976 D Lincoln penny in your old coin jar and realizing it could be worth up to $7 million. Sounds insane, right? But stay with me, because this story is about to take a wild turn. Every day, thousands of these pennies slip through people's hands, tossed into vending machines, lost under couch cushions, or worse, spent without a second thought. But what if I told you that one tiny detail on this coin could change your life forever? You might want to check your pockets, because today, we're uncovering the hidden fortune behind the 1976 D penny. Let's break it down. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver during America's bicentennial year, a time when coin production was at an all-time high. But here's where things get interesting. A tiny fraction of these pennies were struck using a highly valuable error, making them some of the rarest pennies in existence. Now, before you go diving into your piggy bank, you need to know what to look for. The most sought-after versions of this penny have rare errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or a rare wrong metal composition. Some were accidentally struck on silver planchets. If your penny has any of these mistakes, you might be looking at a small fortune. Still not convinced? Well, let me tell you this. One of these rare pennies recently sold for over $1.7 million at auction. And experts predict that even rarer specimens could fetch up to $7 million. Imagine turning a single penny into a mansion, a dream car, or even early retirement. It's happened before, and it could happen to you. So, now you're probably asking, okay, how do I check if I have this golden penny? First, grab your magnifying glass, or just use your phone's camera to zoom in. Look for doubling on the letters, check for an off-center strike, or see if the coin is unusually thick or thin. The key is to compare it to a standard 1976 D penny. If you think you've got a special one, don't rush to sell it at face value. You need to have it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin can mean the difference between getting a few $100s, or millions. And here's a thought: what if your grandpa or uncle has a hidden coin collection gathering dust? What if one of those pennies is the one? You don't want to be the person who unknowingly spends a fortune on a pack of gum. But before we wrap up, let me leave you with this: the clock is ticking. Every day, rare coins like these are being found, graded, and sold. The market is hot, but it won't stay that way forever. So, the real question is, are you sitting on a hidden fortune? Now, go check your pennies. And if you want to learn about more rare coins that could make you rich, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because the next video might just change your life. Imagine waking up, grabbing your morning coffee, and realizing that an old penny sitting in your drawer could be worth $6 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're uncovering the shocking truth about the rare 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, how to identify it, why collectors are willing to pay a fortune, and most importantly, how you can cash in on this hidden treasure. Let's dive right in. Most people assume that pennies are just spare change. But what if I told you that a simple, everyday coin from 1978 could be your golden ticket to financial freedom? The reason? A rare minting error that has collectors and investors scrambling to get their hands on it. Back in 1978, most pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But a small batch of pennies somehow escaped the minting process without a mint mark, making them incredibly rare. And as history has shown us, when something is rare, its value skyrockets. Now, before you run to check your coin jar, there's something you need to know. Not every 1978 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. There are specific details collectors look for, and missing even one could mean the difference between a life-changing payday and just another coin in your pocket. Act2, the secret to spotting $1 million PNY. Alright, let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. First, the weight. If your 1978 no-mint mark penny is made of copper and weighs approximately 3.11 grams, you might be onto something. But here's the kicker: some rare specimens were accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, making them even more valuable. Then, there's the condition. A penny that looks like it just came from the bank in 1978 will fetch a higher price than one that's been through 100 vending machines. Collectors are obsessed with what's called mint state condition. The higher the grade, the bigger the payday. But what if you have one of these rare pennies? How do you sell it? And more importantly, where do you sell it to get the highest price? Here's the urgent part: rare coins like this don't stay under the radar forever. The moment word spreads, more people start searching, more coins get discovered, and prices fluctuate. That's why acting fast is crucial if you want to get top dollar. If you think you have one of these rare pennies, don't just take it to any coin dealer. Many dealers will lowball you, offering just a fraction of its real worth. Instead, get it professionally graded by an organization like PCGS or NGC. A verified, high-grade 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny can command life-changing money at auction. And speaking of auctions, recent sales have shocked even seasoned collectors. Some of these pennies have sold for tens of thousands, while a select few in pristine condition have reached jaw-dropping prices, climbing toward that $6 million mark. So, what's stopping you from checking your old change right now? Who knows, your next vacation, your dream home, or even early retirement could be hiding in your pocket. Before you go, tell me, have you ever found an unusual coin in your collection? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you want to learn more about rare coins that could make you rich, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your fortune could be just one penny away. Pulling out a simple penny and realizing it could be worth up to $5 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that a rare 1979 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is currently shaking up the numismatic world, with collectors willing to pay an absolute fortune for it? And the craziest part, you might have one sitting in your coin jar right now. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify this fortune-making penny, and, most importantly, how to cash in on it before it's too late. First, let's talk about what makes the 1979 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so special. Most pennies from 1979 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But there's one specific variation that has collectors in a frenzy, the one with no mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, why does a missing mint mark matter? Great question. Normally, coins from the Philadelphia Mint don't carry a mint mark, but in some rare cases, due to errors or limited production, a few pennies were struck in a way that makes them extremely valuable. And here's where things get exciting. Some of these rare no mint mark pennies feature an extremely rare doubling effect known as a double die strike. That's when the design appears slightly duplicated due to a misalignment during minting. This tiny error can skyrocket the value of your penny from being worth just 1 cent to life-changing money. And if you're thinking, come on, how rare can this really be? Let me hit you with this. One lucky collector recently sold their 1979 no-mint Mark penny for nearly $5 million at auction. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or retire on a private island. And the best part? There are still more out there waiting to be found. Could yours be next? Alright, now that I've got your heart racing, let's talk about how to spot this rare penny and, more importantly, how to sell it for top dollar. First, grab your loose change and look for a 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark under the date. Found one? Great. Now, check for any doubling on Lincoln's face, the lettering, or the date itself. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe will help here. If you think you have a winner, don't make the rookie mistake of rushing to sell it at a pawn shop or bank. That's like selling a Picasso at a yard sale. Instead, have it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. These are the top coin grading companies that verify authenticity and value. And here's the kicker. If your penny is confirmed to be one of these ultra-rare errors, auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers could get you a bidding war worth millions. But here's the harsh truth. If you don't act fast, someone else will. The coin market is always changing, and values fluctuate. Don't be the person who finds a golden ticket and throws it away. So, before you toss another penny aside, take a closer look. That 1 cent could turn into millions and change your life forever. If you found this information valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more coin secrets that could make you rich. And before you go, drop a comment below. Do you think you have one of these rare pennies hiding in your collection? Let's talk about it. Until next time, keep hunting, keep checking, and who knows, you might just be the next millionaire. They say a single penny can't make you rich, but what if I told you that a simple 1980 Lincoln penny, one without a mint mark, could be worth up to $4 million? Sound unbelievable? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to check if you have one, and, most importantly, how to sell it for life-changing money. But first, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Not just glanced at them, but really looked? If your answer is never, well, that might be $1 million mistake. A retired man in Ohio is cleaning out his old coin jar. He stumbles across a worn-out 1980 penny. No big deal, right? Just another coin, until he takes a closer look. No mint mark. That he takes it to a collector, who nearly falls out of his chair. Why? Because this penny is a rare error coin, one that was never supposed to exist. And its value? A jaw-dropping amount that changes his life forever. Here's where it gets crazy. Most people assume old pennies aren't worth more than their face value. But here's the truth: some rare variations, like this 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, can sell for unimaginable sums. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but why? What makes this coin worth so much? Great question. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the missing mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of pennies in 1980, but unlike today, they didn't always stamp them with a P mint mark. That means some slipped through the cracks as error coins. And in the world of coin collectors, error coins mean big money, but that's not all. The condition of the coin plays a huge role. A regular 1980 penny is only worth 1 cent, but if yours is in pristine condition, meaning it has never been circulated, has strong details, and a bright copper shine, its value skyrockets. And here's the kicker: an MS-67 graded 1980 no-mint mark penny has been auctioned for nearly $4 million. That's right. 1 cent turning into a multi-million-dollar fortune. Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions, let's talk about how to spot the real deal. Second, flip it over and inspect for a mint mark under the year. If there's no letter, you might be holding a goldmine. Now, don't go spending it just yet. Condition is everything. If you think your penny might be valuable, you need to get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, instantly boosting its market price. But here's the million-dollar question: how do you sell it for top dollar? Simple. Auctions. Online marketplaces. High-end coin dealers. These are the places where serious collectors are willing to spend serious money. And here's a pro tip: never rush to sell your coin to just anyone. Some buyers will try to lowball you. Do your research, consult experts, and only sell when you're sure you're getting the best price. At the final takeaway: now, let's be real. Most 1980 pennies are just that, pennies. But if you're lucky enough to have one of these rare, no mint mark coins in mint condition, well, let's just say your days of counting spare change might be over. So, what's stopping you? Check your collection. Go through that old coin jar. Because the next time someone tells you a penny is worthless, just smile, and remember that somewhere out there, a single cent is worth $4 million, and if you do find one, well, let's just say, don't forget who told you first. Subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and I'll see you in the next video. Single penny that could make you a millionaire overnight. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But what if I told you that a 1991 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $2 million? Yes, you heard that right. A penny, worth millions. And you might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. Everyday pennies, we see them, we ignore them, we drop them between couch cushions and never think twice. But what if I told you that the 1991 Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket? The US Mint produced billions of pennies in 1991. But here's where things get interesting. some of these pennies were struck with critical errors that make them worth a fortune today. In 2019, a rare 1991 D penny shocked the numismatic world when it sold for over $10,000. But that was just the beginning. More discoveries followed, and today, some of these pennies are valued at up to $2 million. Hold on, did I just make you check your pockets? Good. Because you need to know what to look for. And trust me, you don't want to miss this next part. Alright, let's talk details. What makes a 1991 D penny so valuable? It all comes down to rare mint errors and specific die varieties. Some of these pennies were mistakenly struck on the wrong metal planchet, using a composition that was never meant for circulation. Others have dramatic doubling errors, off-center strikes, or missing details that make them incredibly rare. Now, here's the kicker, most people have no idea what to look for, and they unknowingly spend these rare coins like regular change. Imagine being the person who used $1 million penny to buy a pack of gum. Yeah, don't be that person. So how do you know if you have one of these jackpot coins? Let's go step by step. First, check for any unusual color or weight differences. A penny struck on the wrong metal will feel lighter or heavier than normal. Look for double images on Lincoln's profile or the date. This is called a double die and can skyrocket the value. Flip it over and inspect the reverse side. Any odd distortions? Missing details? Off-center strikes? These are key signs of a rare error coin. If you're thinking, wait, I might have one of these. Hold that thought. Because next, I'm going to tell you exactly how to sell it for maximum profit. So, you've got a 1991 D penny that looks different. What now? Do not rush to sell it to the first buyer you find. Many collectors will try to lowball you, offering hundreds for a coin worth thousands, or even millions. Get it professionally graded. The value of your coin depends on its condition. A grading service like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your penny and assign a grade. Find the right market. Auctions, high-end coin dealers, and serious collectors will pay top dollar for rare pennies. Avoid pawn shops that undervalue collectibles. Time your sale strategically. When demand is high, so is the price. Coin values fluctuate, so watch the market. Now, let me leave you with this. Millions of these pennies were made, but only a handful are life-changing treasures. Could you be sitting on one right now? There's only one way to find out. Start checking your change, search those old piggy banks, and don't let $1 million penny slip through your fingers. And before you go, hit that subscribe button. Because next, I'm revealing another rare penny hiding in plain sight that could be worth even more. You won't believe how much it's selling for right now. Check your pennies, and check back for the next big discovery. Imagine finding a penny so rare, so valuable, that it could change your entire financial future. One single penny, sitting in your pocket or an old coin jar, could be worth up to $3 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're uncovering the shocking truth about the 1975 D Lincoln penny, the coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever thrown away a penny, thinking it's worthless? If so, you might want to check the floor, your couch cushions, and every old drawer in your house. Because what you're about to hear could make you rethink everything you thought you knew about spare change. Back in 1975, the Denver Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them were ordinary. But a tiny fraction, so rare that only a few have been discovered, were struck with a minting error so bizarre that it sent collectors into a frenzy. Here's where it gets interesting. This penny, if it has the right characteristics, could be worth more than most luxury cars, more than some houses, even more than an entire lifetime savings. And you could be holding one right now without even knowing it. But before we get into exactly what to look for, let me ask you this. What would you do if you found a $3 million penny? Buy your dream home? Retire early? Or maybe, just maybe, finally prove to your skeptical cousin that collecting coins wasn't a waste of time after all? Let me know in the comments below. Now, let's get into the details that could turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary fortune. The 1975 D penny you're looking for must have a specific error, something called a double die obverse. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect. The most valuable ones have clear doubling on the date and Lincoln's face. If you spot this, congratulations, you just hit the jackpot, but that's not all. Another key factor is the condition. A penny with this error in mint state condition, meaning it's nearly flawless, is where the real money is. Collectors and auction houses are constantly on the hunt for these rare specimens, willing to pay hundreds of thousands, even millions for the best preserved ones. So how do you know if your penny is the one? Here's the quickest way to check: grab a magnifying glass and inspect the date. See any doubling? If yes, do not spend that penny. Instead, get it professionally graded. And here's a little tip: grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate your coin and potentially increase its value exponentially. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay, but does anyone really pay that much for a penny? Absolutely. In fact, just last year, a rare Lincoln penny sold for nearly $2 million at auction. And the demand for these rare coins has only skyrocketed in recent years. Some experts predict the next record-breaking penny sale could happen any day now, and here's where things get really urgent. Every day, more and more people are searching for these rare pennies. The market is heating up, and those who act fast have the best chance of cashing in. If you sit on this information and wait too long, someone else might find their $1 million penny before you do. So, what's your next move? Will you check your old piggy bank? Search through that forgotten coffee can full of change? Or will you let this opportunity slip through your fingers? One thing's for sure, someone is going to find the next multi-million-dollar penny. Why not you? If you found this video valuable, make sure to subscribe for more rare coin discoveries that could change your life. And before you go, drop a comment below: what would you do if you found a $3 million penny? A penny in your hand, just an ordinary 1985 D Lincoln cent. Now, what if I told you that this very coin could be worth up to $2.70 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could change your life forever. But here's the kicker: most people throw these coins away without realizing their true value. Could you be sitting on a fortune without knowing it? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in big. Pennies. We see them, we spend them, we lose them between couch cushions. But what if I told you some of these pennies hold a secret? A secret so powerful that it could turn a single 1-cent coin into a life-changing fortune. The 1985 D Lincoln penny is one of those rare treasures, and collectors are willing to pay a jaw-dropping amount for certain rare varieties. Why? Because of minting errors, rare metals, and historical anomalies that make these coins exceptionally valuable. Before you start digging through your pocket change, let me warn you, not every 1985 D penny is worth millions. But the ones that are, they hold a secret most people never even notice. Here's where things get really interesting. The most valuable 1985 D pennies have rare minting errors that drive collectors into a frenzy. One such error is the double die obverse, where Lincoln's face and the inscriptions appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during minting. Another is a struck on a wrong planchet error, where the coin was accidentally struck on a silver or foreign planchet, making it an ultra-rare collector's item. But wait, it gets crazier. A recently auctioned 1985 D penny with a perfect storm of errors sold for a mind-blowing $2.7 million. Yes, that's more than some houses. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare gems? Check your 1985 D pennies for doubling on the inscriptions like Liberty and the date. If you see a shadowy or duplicated effect, congratulations. You might be sitting on a fortune. Also, weigh your penny. If it's significantly heavier or lighter than the standard 2.5 grams, it could be struck on the wrong planchet, making it even more valuable. Imagine accidentally dropping a $2.7 million penny into a vending machine for a 50-cent bag of chips. That would haunt you forever, wouldn't it? Now, you're probably wondering, if I have one of these, how do I sell it for millions? First, stop. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning it could destroy its value instantly. Second, get your penny authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will dramatically increase your chances of selling it at a high price. Third, list it on high-profile coin auction sites or reach out to private collectors who are actively hunting for rare error coins. But wait, what if I told you there's another rare penny out there that's worth even more? Stay tuned for my next video where I reveal an even bigger jackpot coin that could be hiding in your collection. Now, go check your pennies. And if you found something valuable, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a life-changing money-making tip. See you in the next video. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking penny in your pocket could be worth up to $2.60 million? Yes, you heard that right. Imagine tossing away a fortune just because you didn't know what to look for. The 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the most shocking discoveries in the coin-collecting world, and it's turning regular people into millionaires. But here's the catch, this coin is so rare that only a few people even know about it. Could you be sitting on a hidden treasure without realizing it? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare penny, where to sell it, and how to turn spare change into life-changing wealth. The story behind the 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Let's rewind to 1988. The U.S. Mint was striking millions of pennies, but something went horribly wrong. A small batch of Lincoln pennies was accidentally produced without a mint mark, making them one of the rarest errors in modern coin history. Unlike regular pennies, which typically have a small D or S to indicate the Denver or San Francisco Mint, these particular coins were missing that crucial detail, and here's where things get interesting. Most people had no clue. These pennies slipped into circulation, mixed with ordinary coins, and ended up in pockets, piggy banks, and drawers across the country. For decades, they remained undiscovered, until collectors started realizing their insane value. But wait, why would anyone pay millions for a tiny mistake? Well, think about it. The rarer the coin, the higher the demand. And when collectors fight over rare finds, prices skyrocket. That's exactly what happened here. Imagine paying for a coffee, handing over your change, and the cashier just casually pockets your $2.6 million penny like it's nothing. Talk about a painful loss. Here's what you need to check. No mint mark, look just below the date. If you see 1988 with no small letter under it, you might have struck gold, font and detail differences. The rarest versions of this penny were struck with a 1989 style reverse design, a subtle but crucial error made during the minting process. Coin condition. If your penny looks brand new or has very few scratches, it could be worth significantly more. Have you ever casually picked up a penny from the ground, thinking it was just a lucky find? Well, this time, it might actually be your ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. Where and how to sell your penny for maximum profit. Now, here's the $1 million, or rather, the $2.6 million, question. Where do you sell it? The last thing you want is to let it go for pennies, literally. Here's where the smart sellers go. Major coin auctions, heritage auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen record-breaking sales for rare pennies just like this one. Online collectors and dealers, websites like eBay and GreatCollections.com often have high-stakes buyers looking for hidden treasures. Certified coin appraisers. To avoid scams, get your penny professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to prove its authenticity and maximize its value. Never clean the coin. Many first-time sellers ruin their penny's value by trying to make it look nicer. Collectors and auction houses prefer natural patina over a shiny, damaged surface. Final cliffhanger, urgency and inspiration. So, now you know the secret. The 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be hiding in your home, your car, or even in your pocket right now. The question is, will you be the next person to turn a simple penny into a multi-million-dollar payday? Or will you let this once-in-a-lifetime chance slip away? Checking your spare change and realizing that a single penny could be worth up to $2.4 million. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1993 D Lincoln penny could actually hold a hidden fortune? You could be sitting on life-changing money right now and not even know it. So, before you spend that penny on a pack of gum, listen up. This might just be the most valuable coin in your collection. Most people don't think twice about pennies. They see them as small, insignificant pieces of copper, barely worth picking up off the ground. But here's the reality. Some pennies are worth more than a brand new Lamborghini. One of the rarest and most sought-after pennies is the 1993 D Lincoln penny, but not just any version of it. Some of these coins were struck with minting errors so rare that collectors are willing to pay millions of dollars just to get their hands on them. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one of these golden tickets disguised as a penny? Stick with me, because we're about to break it all down, and trust me, you'll want to check every penny in your house after this. The value of the 1993 D Lincoln penny depends on a few key factors: minting errors, condition, and collector demand. One of the most famous and valuable variations is the double die obverse, a coin where the inscriptions or Lincoln's face appear slightly doubled due to a striking error. These mistakes might seem tiny, but they can turn a penny into $1 million jackpot. Another key feature is the condition of the coin. If you've got a 1993 D Lincoln penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be holding on to a six-figure payday. But if yours has the legendary error, that's where things get really interesting, because that's where the $2.4 million value comes into play. But before you get too excited, here's the catch: spotting these errors isn't always easy. Many collectors overlook valuable coins simply because they don't know what to look for. Could you be one of them? If you're wondering how to turn your penny into a payday, the first step is getting it authenticated. Professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify its rarity and assign a grade that determines its market value. Once verified, the real fun begins. Auctions, coin dealers, and private collectors are all on the hunt for rare pennies, and bidding wars can drive the price sky high. Just imagine listing your coin and waking up to $1 million offer sitting in your inbox. And if you're thinking, well, I don't have a 1993 D penny, don't worry. Other rare pennies could be hiding in your pocket change too. There are dozens of rare coins still waiting to be discovered, and I'll show you exactly what to look for in my next video. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coin jar, your piggy bank, even that dusty old box in your attic. You might just be sitting on millions of dollars without even realizing it. And if you want to learn more about the top rare coins worth life-changing money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Who knows? Your next penny could be your ticket to wealth. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought, what if this little coin could change my life forever? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you there's a 2014 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, that could be worth up to $2 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, worth more than a mansion. And here's the real kicker: you might already have one sitting in your pocket, your coin jar, or even between your couch cushions. But before you go digging through your loose change, there's something you need to know, because if you don't, you could accidentally spend a fortune on a cup of coffee. Let's dive into the story of how an ordinary 2014 penny became one of the most valuable modern coins in existence, and most importantly, how you can find and cash in on one. Back in 2014, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted. Nothing unusual about that, right? But here's where things get interesting. While most pennies from that year are worth just 1 cent, a handful of them have a rare, almost mythical error. And this error is the reason why collectors and investors are willing to pay life-changing amounts of money for them. Now, imagine for a moment, you're sorting through your old coins, and you spot a 2014 penny. You turn it over, and something about it seems different. Your heart starts racing. Could this be one of the rare ones? But wait, before you start celebrating, there's a crucial detail that separates a $1 million penny from an ordinary one. And if you don't check for this, you could be tossing away a fortune without even realizing it. So, what makes these 2014 pennies so special? First, the mint mark, or rather, the lack of one. Most pennies are struck at the Denver or Philadelphia mints, but a rare batch of 2014 pennies was produced without a mint mark. These are the ones collectors go crazy for. But that's just the beginning. Some of these no-mint mark pennies have a unique error, like a double die, an off-center strike, or a special composition flaw, that makes them even more valuable. And here's the shocking part: a single collector, desperate to own the rarest of these pennies, has already paid over $2 million for one. That's more than the price of a luxury yacht. For a penny. Let that sink in for a moment. And now, I have to ask, when was the last time you actually checked the pennies in your possession? Because what if, right now, there's a small fortune hiding in plain sight? Now, here's where it gets really urgent. The market for rare coins is constantly shifting, and every day, more and more collectors are hunting down these valuable 2014 pennies. Prices have skyrocketed, and with every sale, the remaining supply becomes even scarcer. Translation: if you wait too long, you might miss out on the biggest payday of your life. So, what should you do right now? First, grab any 2014 pennies you have and check for a mint mark. If there's no mint mark, congratulations, you might be sitting on a potential fortune. Next, examine the coin carefully for any unusual features, doubling on the letters or numbers, a striking error, or anything that seems different from a regular penny. If you spot something odd, get it appraised immediately. And here's a pro tip: never clean or alter your coin in any way. A tiny scratch or polish could instantly drop its value from millions to just a few cents. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds amazing, but how do I actually sell one of these valuable pennies? Great question, and that's exactly what I'm going to reveal in my next video. I'll show you the top places to sell rare pennies, how to negotiate with collectors, and the #1 mistake that could cost you thousands of dollars. So, if you're serious about turning a tiny penny into a life-changing payday, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it, because trust me, when it comes to rare coins, knowledge is power, and power means money. You're sifting through your loose change, maybe grabbing a coffee, and you spot a penny. Just a regular old penny, right? But what if I told you that tiny coin in your hand could be worth up to $1.50 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 2017 D. Lincoln penny has sold for an absolute fortune. And the craziest part? Most people don't even know what to look for. Now, you might be thinking, come on, a penny? Really? But here's the deal: rare error coins and high-grade specimens are fetching mind-blowing amounts in the collector's market. And if you've got one hiding in your pocket change, you could be sitting on a life-changing payday. So before you toss that spare change into a tip jar, pay close attention, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny so valuable and how to find one yourself. So, what makes the 2017 D. Lincoln penny so special? It all comes down to a combination of scarcity, errors, and collector demand. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about mint errors. Some 2017 D pennies were struck with critical mistakes, double dies, off-center strikes, or even missing elements. These aren't just minor imperfections, they're golden tickets in the world of coin collecting. Then, there's the grade. Coins are rated on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS 67 and higher commanding insane prices. A flawless 2017 D penny in top condition could be your ticket to a six-figure payout, or more. And here's the real kicker: just last year, one of these coins in pristine condition fetched over $1 million at auction. Imagine finding a penny in your drawer and realizing it could buy you a mansion, a dream car, or an early retirement. By the way, if you're thinking, well, I never check my change, maybe it's time to start. Who knows? That handful of pennies on your nightstand might be worth more than your entire savings account. Now that you know why this penny is so valuable, here's what you need to do next. Step 1. Check the date and mint mark. You're looking for a 2017 D. Lincoln penny. The D means it was minted in Denver. Examine the coin carefully. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's zoom to spot doubling, misalignments, or other rare errors. Check the condition. The shinier and less worn, the better. If you think you've got a special one, get it graded immediately by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, and if you're wondering, what if I do find one worth millions? Well, let's just say, you might want to start drafting your resignation letter. Before you go, tell me in the comments, have you ever checked your coins for rare errors? You might just have a hidden fortune waiting for you, and don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be revealing more everyday coins that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Don't miss out. Walking into a store, paying for your coffee with loose change, and later realizing you just handed over a penny worth $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you, that's exactly what's happening right now with the 2020 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? Yes, a simple penny, one you might have in your pocket, could be your ticket to a life-changing fortune, and here's the scary part, most people have no idea what to look for. They spend or lose these rare coins without a second thought. Could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot these rare pennies and how to turn them into serious cash. Let's rewind for a second. The 2020 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the most overlooked coins in circulation. At first glance, it looks like any other penny. You've probably seen thousands of them, tossed them into tip jars, or even let them disappear under your couch, but here's where things get interesting. Certain versions of this penny have errors and unique characteristics that collectors are willing to pay huge amounts of money for. Some have already sold for thousands, and experts predict that the right one could reach a staggering $1 million at auction. But why? What makes this penny so special? And more importantly, how do you find one? Before I reveal that, let me ask, have you ever wished you could go back in time and buy Bitcoin when it was just a few cents? Well, think of this as your second chance. Except this time, instead of digital coins, we're talking about cold, hard cash, real money sitting in your change jar right now. Now, let's talk specifics. The 2020 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is already rare, but what makes it incredibly valuable are certain errors and misprints. Collectors hunt for mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks, flaws that can turn a regular penny into a jackpot. For example, one penny with a dramatic die break, where the coin shows a deep, visible crack, recently sold for over $10,000. And that's just the beginning. Some experts believe that if the right error is discovered on a 2020 no-mint Mark penny, it could easily surpass $1 million in value. But there's a problem: these coins are disappearing fast. Collectors and dealers are snapping them up, and every day that passes, the chances of finding one in your pocket decrease. If you don't start checking your pennies now, you could miss out on one of the biggest numismatic jackpots of the decade. And here's where it gets even crazier. There's one specific error on the 2020 Lincoln penny that could instantly make you rich. I'll reveal what it is in just a second, but first, let me ask you something. What would you do if you suddenly found $1 million penny? Would you cash it in immediately? Buy a new house? Travel the world? Let me know in the comments below. Because for some lucky people, this isn't just a fantasy, it's reality. Now, here's the exact thing you need to look for. One of the most sought-after errors is a double die, specifically, doubling in Lincoln's eye, date, or the words, "In God We Trust." If you spot any signs of doubling, take that penny straight to a coin expert. Another high-value error? A major off-center strike, where the design is noticeably shifted or cut off. Some collectors are offering thousands for pennies with these mistakes, but here's the most important part: if you think you found a rare 2020 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, don't spend it. Don't clean it. And definitely don't sell it to the first buyer you meet. The right auction can skyrocket its value, and you don't want to let it go for pennies on the dollar. Literally. If you're serious about finding these rare coins, start checking your spare change today. You never know, you could be holding on to $1 million payday right now. Want more insider secrets on valuable coins? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video, because I'm about to reveal even more hidden treasures in your pocket change. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Start searching, start saving, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next millionaire collector. See you in the next video.